All right, Reid Coolsaet, welcome to Victoria.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be back here.
It's good to have you back. Nice job with the speaker series. So, speaking of being back, you're back into running again. You had some injury. And so what are you, about 4 or 5 weeks into your training now?
Yeah, I've been running since late August. So, yeah, maybe this is the 6th week back, something like that. Yeah, I haven't run that much this year. I took 4 months off, and then I ran for 7 weeks, and then it wasn't good enough. It's my foot injury. And then I took another 8 weeks off, and yeah, started running again late August, and started up really slowly. About 2 weeks ago, I did 15K trail race, just because it was right by my house. That was kind of my first workout, and it went okay and felt pretty good. So since then, I've done maybe three or four workouts. So yeah, I have a few workouts now under my belt.
And so you have a sense of where you're at now, and of course tomorrow, Sunday, Thanksgiving, you're running the half marathon. And are you going to pace it where you think you're at, or are you going to actually race it?
Yeah, good question. So yeah, when I signed up for this a couple months ago, I thought maybe I'll be good enough to run, 21K and maybe like an hour and a half. And then a couple weeks ago, I'm like, okay, I'll go there and I'll do a workout out of it. Even if I was, maybe first 5K warm up and then run, 10K hard and 6K cool down type thing. And then in the last week, I thought, I'll just go and run fairly hard for the 21.1K, and hopefully fairly hard's under 70 minutes. I think I'm around there. I know Rob Watson's looking for about the same time. We were talking. I said, maybe 620 is going to be too rich for me, but maybe I can run. 320. Maybe 320 is going to be too rich for me per K, but maybe I can run 310. I don't know. I really have no clue. So I can start off at 315 per K, and if it's too much, I'll back off. And if I feel good, then maybe I'll pick it up. And I really have no clue. I don't have enough workouts under my belt where I can really gauge my fitness.
Yeah, well, I think it's tough to keep elite athletes down because speaking of Rob Watson, 2-time 213 marathon runner, he retired and started coaching, but I guess he wasn't happy with second place here last time, so he's going to be looking to race.
Yeah, I mean, his goal right now, I think, is to come back and run under 220 for the marathon. And he started training. I don't exactly know when he was started putting some good training in, but he's looking at this as a kind of an indicator type race, and if he can be under 70, then with more training, hopefully his next marathon he goes under 220 type thing. So yeah, he's kind of coming back at it. He's got the fire starting up again, and hopefully we can run together for a while. We just train together and good friends, so it'd be good to keep company.
I was always interested, Reid, when you were a 5,000 meter runner, running 13.5, 13:21 PB. You ran this 10,000, and it seemed like it was out of the blue, and you ran really well. You ran 27:56, and was that race or shortly after that? Is that where you kind of thought maybe I should be running marathons?
I've always thought that I should be running marathons, just because I don't have the speed, and I always did well the longer the race got. But I think because I was improving so much at the 5K for so many years, I just was like, okay, I can get, that excites me. Oh, the next step's this, the next step's this, and it was like year after year I was taking 10 to 15 seconds off my time. And in 2007. 2005 went to the Worlds, 2006 was Commonwealth, 2007, it's the year before the Olympics, and for me it was just too much of a gamble to try the marathon. You never know if someone's going to take, even though I've always believed I was going to be good at it, you never really know. You've seen a lot of good guys who believe they're going to be good, and it's crushed them. So it just worked out where 2009 happened to be a good year, and 2008 I actually got injured, and so it was perfect. Like the year after the Olympics, also trying to get into running again after an injury, setting new goals with a new distance. It just worked out perfectly. So no, that 10K had nothing to do with the marathon. It was always in the back of my head, but it definitely showed me that maybe more distance will help me.
It was an encouraging sign after running all those 5,000s.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my 400 time, and you look at my 1500 time, you just the way that's going, anything that's longer looks encouraging.
Well, you did run a 340, and there was prospects that perhaps if you just cracked that 340, you would run in mid-330s eventually.
No, I was always training for the 5K when I ran 340. That 340 was totally a setup race for I think I raced Houston the next weekend, so that was the big 5K of the year, and the week before do a fast 15, just get the legs rolling. And yeah, I never really focused on the 15, and I think my 800 PB might even be within my 15. So yeah,
155 or something. So what about your mile? You ran this aching close to sub 4 minute mile, and I know it's just an ego thing now, but everybody wants to try to run under 4 minute mile. You got really close. Did you just sort of go, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be my career?
Actually, yeah. So the first mile I ran on a real fast track, other than this crushed gravel track, was in Vancouver, and I ran 4 flat .08, and I didn't get the result right away. This was in 2004, and they switched the mile that year because it was Bannister's 50th anniversary. So it was at Swan Guard. I did my cool down in the forest. I come back and look at my result, looking for that 3:59 something, because everyone said, I had 3:59.6 on my watch, and 4 flat .08, and I was devastated. And then one of the guys who said I was probably under 4 was Graham Hood. I talked to him right after. I was like, Graham, I wasn't underneath, And he's like, you don't want to be under 4 your first mile, It gives you something to look forward to. And I was like, he was such a good mile himself. I kind of trusted that. It was a great advice at the time. And the next year I came back, and I ended up running 4:01. It was just I was a bit later or earlier, I guess, in my training, so I didn't get the 4 flat then. But I was running faster for 15 the next few years, but I just never ran a mile. They just didn't really have them. Just go to Europe and run 15s, and got down to 3:40, and just never ran a mile. So yeah, I wish I had it, but whatever.
Yeah, you can't be introduced as Reid Coolsaet, my friend who runs under 4 minutes, because you haven't done it. Like in Once a Runner, whereas my friend has run 2:17, and of course he hasn't quite done it.
Yeah, the funny part is I can still say I'm a 4 minute miler. So I don't know, whatever that is.
4:59 here, so I can say I'm a 4 minute miler too.
There you go. Yeah, I guess my marathon PB, I'm a 4 minute miler, 4:59, 26 times, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I know I put you on the spot when you were speaking, asking you about the Canadian record, Jerome Drayton's 1975 record of 2:10.09 in Fukuoka. And you're so achingly close. You're, like you said, 150 meters or whatever.
Yeah.
From immortality.
Yeah. Well,
so we're going to see you do. Obviously, you got to get past the injury completely, super fit. But do you have that burning desire in you to try that 209?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty far away from that right now, just because of all my injuries this year, or my one injury that's just taking so much time. So really, I need a big training block before I can even start to think about doing that training required to try to run 209. It feels like it's been a long time since I've been in that kind of shape. However, last year, I guess 10 months ago, I ran 210 in Fukuoka by myself, and I feel like that was just as good as a race when I ran 210.28. So really, it hasn't been that long, and last November I was doing some of the best workouts of my life, and now that we're in October, it's less than a year. Yeah, so I'm not discounting out shooting for a fast marathon, but then I'm also thinking about maybe getting into ultras. So I'm just going to try to get into shape and then kind of see what excites me.
Well, you did say that the longer the race gets, the better you get. So
yeah.
50Ks coming up, and you suggested perhaps doing Boston just as it's an iconic event, and New York. I mean, that's a character event. Speaking of New York, if you run a 210 or something fast there, it's super legit. So are you going to focus on those first, and if the fitness comes, or?
I really don't know. I would love to say do Boston and New York in 2018, but I don't know. I'll just have to see how I was training going and how I handle speed work, and I might just. I don't know. We'll see. 1 week at a time.
First
see if I get
first,
fit.
You got to get fit.
Yeah, exactly. Get fit and make goals later.
That's great. Well, have a great race tomorrow.
Thank you.
Whatever happens, and thank you for this.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me.